So at this point what I've done is this is the opening for the neckline, but temporarily I've done just a stitching all the way up to about almost the closing of the neck, just to keep this length of this even and balanced out. And if there's any unevenness over here, then now is the time to take it out before we attach our galati on, because if we attach it onto this and then realize that these are not evened out, then it's going to be difficult. We're going to have to pull apart, and once you pull apart you can never get the same result. Okay, so a couple of things now. To first of all, we need to measure and notch the center of this. It should be equal on all sides, so the one side of the neckline is equal to the other side. This is the center, and I've notched this to the center. And then we need to measure for the galati to be made. So before we go ahead and make the galati, we are going to obviously cut it out on interfacing. First of all, measure it. Now the galati is going to be 15 inches, so we're going to get the interfacing, and also we're going to decide on what kind of neckline we're going to make. I want to make it in the velvet because obviously that's like closer to the neckline, and it'll be far more comfortable. So 15 would mean that 7.5 inches. Now there's something that I'm going to point out. So we're going to cut this, well, we're going to cut it about 8 inches, and also we're going to cut out 2, because we want both the fabric pieces stabilized. So first of all, just take out some random, and then we're going to do our fold it in half and pin this in place. Pin this in place so that first of all it doesn't move, and then taking the tape measure, we're going to measure 2 inches the length, which is 8, that's the length, and then we're going to measure 2 inches here, and then here we're going to measure 2.5 inches from both sides, 2.5 here as well, and again 2 inches, and that we're going to connect. And then this point we're going to take it, and from that 8 we're going to take away about 1.5 inches, and that 1.5 inches, that point of that 2.5, we're going to blend that in with at that point. Okay, and this point again, then we take the tape measure and we start marking 2 inches on each point. So then on those dots just join them all up, so you've got like a slight bit of a curve. That's what we're trying to create. So we're going to cut away, and the whole point of this is the outer of the circumference, and we've got the outer and the inner of the circumference of the neckline. So the outer of the neckline, which is more towards your body part, is actually wider, slightly wider than as it goes up towards your neck part. So this point here is the neck point, this point here is the outer, and what we've got to do is the two are not equal. You know, the outer portion we've got to make it less, and the inner portion we've got to leave it. So that's Now when I've rounded this off, this center piece has sort of got, and when you actually fold this over like this, that's the kind of look you should get, so that you know your inner portion of the neckline is less, and that if you measure the inside of your neck, it's actually going to be, so on me, yeah, that's exactly right to the inside, and then lower down it's going to be a little bit wider, so we've done it a little bit wider. Now this, we're going to take it and we're going to iron it onto the velvety fabric. Now this velvety fabric has a little bit of a stretch, so what this fabric will do is it will stabilize it. And now I don't think I'm going to have it enough, so what I'm going to do is we're going to attach, I can attach a different one on the inside if I wanted, but I think I'll get away with it if I do it sort of like this. Yeah, we'll do it like this, so that we'll sort of like mix and match it, because I don't think I'm going to get, join a piece on the inside. No, we'll go like this. I'm going to iron this onto these pieces.